Alright guys, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get into game number 2. Now if you're just joining us on the cast, we're of course in the open bracket for hell. It's Aboot time. It's game number 2 and spawning here in the top, or wait, which camera? There we go, got the right camera now. Spawning here in the top left corner of the map, it's going to be none other than my Insanity's Pengwin.
They're going to time it out better. Thanks, crowd.
Crowd's listening! Hype!
In the bottom rights, as the pink Protoss is down 1-0, it's Creature.
You know, I love that these guys are helping us out. Like the crowd doesn't even know it, but like we're making up for all these Band-Aid things. We got like production this and production that, but like we got the crowd carrying it through. So thank you Toronto and everyone for being here. You guys are the best, and thank you for helping make this the greatest first live casting experience I could ask for. Now, of course, it's worth noting, too, while we get into this game, that we have the group stages coming tomorrow. And a lot of your favorites, the J-Dongs and the Big Dogs, they're going to be here tomorrow.
The Big Dongs.
Well played. But yeah, they'll be here tomorrow. Some of them will even be coming here later today to practice. They booked flights specifically so that they could, you know, I guess get here as late as possible for whatever reason. But I know some people are coming to practice later, so I know a lot of you guys probably want to get some autographs, some signatures. You'll have that opportunity for freaking sure.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we get some more people filtered in though, because I want to start doing giveaways like Ace. Like, I'm just gonna be sitting here like
exactly what
you'll be trying to cast, and I'll just be like chucking cards into the audience, plushie.
We'll be dealing with lawsuits because like the edge of the card pack hit someone in the eye.
Yeah, some guy's like, I got a plushie in my eye. Oh, it's so soft, but it hurts.
Entire plushie in my eye, just fit right in there.
Of course, I don't know where they are right now too, but let's not forget we do have Crank and ZvP going to be casting a little bit later today too. I'm so glad they were able to come with us. They were such a big help with setups as well.
Yeah.
Well, ZvP was. I don't know about Crank. That guy's kind of a lazy butt.
That's true. At the very least, ZvP just gave me like starbursts.
I know. Oh man, that was hilarious. Just like any situation, doesn't matter what we're talking about. We turn to ZvP for advice, and she's like, "Oh, you want candy?"
She just like assumes like that's what we're like gonna talk to her about.
She's pretty much as awesome as you guys would expect. But anyways, you will get a taste of them later. Zombie and I felt it appropriate. We opened the show together. You know, it's been a long time coming getting here, and we've got so much we got planned for this weekend, and I hope you guys are excited for it as well. Because again, we got stuff for the crowd like crazy. We got giveaways for the chat. Which reminds me, that's right, we got some $20 gift codes from G2A we'll be giving out. Once I get the bot fixed, that is, the Partouf bot.
Ooh, easy.
It might, I don't know, we've been asking them to try and fix it for us, so it might actually be up. But if it's not, I promise you guys, when I go on break, the first thing I'm going to do is not go to the bathroom. I'm going to fix that bot. But anyways, so Creature, not doing anything too crazy this game. Kind of wish he would against Pengwin, because one of the big things we've learned with Pengwin, all races, he really suffers from the early game, especially when it comes to dealing with aggression.
I was gonna say, Creature might not be doing anything kind of weird, but Penguin certainly is.
Yeah.
So that's already 6 lings coming forward. Now
this is a supply block. This is really bad.
This is absolutely terrible. So basically, the Overlord has free vision for a very long time in the ZvP matchup, right? So if you see this opportunity, and especially if they're greedy about that Zealot, you can make 6 lings, which is about 2 to 4 more than they would usually expect, and you can actually kill that pylon. It's super annoying. But what we can also do, and what Penguin is doing, is you can make more lings. If you're like, they really did not expect this, I'm going to make a lot of lings, and he's making a ton of lings. It's basically now a slow ling all-in.
The big factor was when he got to the main, still no Mothership core out. That was a big red flag, and this thing's not going to have the energy to overcharge, not for a long time. It's got damage, and that will help certainly, but Penguin's going to have a lot of opportunity to do some damage. Now, the thing is, we do have a sentry on the way, and okay, you force field off the ramp, but then the natural dies. This is such a scary situation for Creature.
Yeah, it is, and he doesn't see the lings, but he has that probe at the 3rd, which I think has been ducking in every now and then, and he's seeing that there is no 3rd. He must be freaking out. He's got to go ahead and chronoboost more sentries, or maybe if he really knew what was happening, if he really thought there was like 24 more lings on the way, he would even pylon block his front. Or rather his main, just to absolutely make sure at least that survives. Because the slow ling all-in, they look a little silly because they're slow, but it is still very powerful, and looks like Creature, even though he's checking the 3rd, did not realize what was up.
Yeah, this natural base is just stupid. I love that he's not wasting any time on the probes. Kill that Nexus. It's too expensive to replace.
Nope.
Don't even burn a force field. Just save it for the ramp. He's nowhere near the ramp. Creature is going to fall apart the Penguin. Sentry is going to go down. Probes get pulled. It's desperate.
That was not the decision to make. Don't try and save the Sentry with 1 Sentry. Oh, God.
I love that there's still no speed on these lings, though. It's the slowest death he could give somebody.
Oh, looks like Penguin had a bit of a, I don't know, second guesses right there.
I think it was a cocky moment, if you ask me. He went up that ramp, didn't realize what he was running into, but still. The more time he buys for the Nexus is even going down, I mean, it was a lower drone count. He did not kill the probes, so if that Nexus goes back up, Penguin's not necessarily ahead despite that kill.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, Pengwin, had he expected to do so much of those first 6 lings, I think that was more of a reaction slow ling attack than a pre-planned thing. It's too bad he didn't have that speed already on the way. The gases, the one gas that is, the speed on the way. Because, you know, it maybe doesn't kick in fast at all, but then you would have maybe 6 to 10 lings, so that maybe he's running around with speed. That would have been Creature's worst nightmare. And he's already had a pretty bad one because that Nexus went down.
I just figured out how to turn on Twitch chat while I watch your monitor.
I was like watching you too. I was like, are you really doing this?
Yo, shout out to Rivkin for the 3-month resub, am I right?
You know, dude, we should shout out our mods, actually, because their job is to moderate a live tournament.
Yeah, for the next 3 days, no less, too. So, like, I mean, I just had a quick glance. We see Bobble and Partoof and whoever else is lurking today. We love you guys so much, and I'm sorry that we can't be there on Skype with you to, I don't know, make fun of the bands.
We don't do that.
No, oh yeah, no.
Very professional.
Oh, he was in chat too. And Gina, of course, let's not forget about that lovely gal. Anyways, as we get back into the game, the thing for Penguin was he was pylon blocked on his 3rd, so I was a little bit worried whether he would skip that and just go for like a dedicated all-in, thinking, oh, I did enough damage. But he read the situation well. He's recognized, oh, okay, I need a drone. He's got 44 workers now. He's looking pretty good. On his way to layer tech, no less.
Yeah, a little supply block was that overload going down, but he's getting it. Now, Penguin has to worry about Creature's own response to what happened. So he got the Nexus back up. That's good. That's a start to his economy. But then he really could. He could either push with 3 gateways. He did that last game, so it's totally possible here again. Or he could just straight up go for an all-in. Now, it doesn't look like he throws on a Forge. He's probably going to throw out 2 gases the natural, too. But that could have been an option that either forces Penguin to think about it, and he is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting 10 roaches, but then again, he did it last time, too. Penguin basically does not play it super greedy ever, apparently.
No, but you know what he does? He may have overestimated how far ahead that he got with that Nexus snipe. And
Maybe.
I do worry that if he is going to dedicate to an all-in now, the problem is he's not going to be attacking with it. He has to defend with it.
Yeah, but it might work out perfectly. I think that he'll... Well, it depends on the force fields, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he better not move out, because if he moves out, he's coming back home into force fields. Good luck.
Yeah, that is a good point. And it looks like he's not. He's noticed some overlords, the Ling or something, saw this moving out. So he has army in position, but that is a lot of force fields, and it's all going to be dependent on Creature's force fields. How good they are. I mean,
this time.
They already get about 3 roaches. They're missing 1 on the left. There we
Well,
go.
I like that he pushes it forward into the sentries. He doesn't have the damage for it, but he doesn't let him die for nothing.
No.
In fact, that's what that's control. I can't believe he kept that sentry alive.
You know, he might not be going for a 7 gate, but he does have 5 gateways. He does put on the gases back at home, so he is planning on getting out of this. But with 5 gateways warping in, it looks like Penguin's just going to be like, all right, fine, I'm not even mining from that 3rd. Take it.
Look at the units lost, though. I mean, the Lings aside, because let's be honest, the Lings are basically free a lot of the time. 3 roaches for 3 sentries is not a bad trade.
Yeah. Oh, Penguin's going to do the exact same thing. Roachling into that Spire, except this time not the burrow, but rather the speed. Problem is, he still has a fairly scary army, again, because of those force fields to deal with. And Roach Speed's certainly going to help out with that, but, you know, so could a Burrow.
Yeah, I mean, he did go for the Burrow last game, and I like that move. And he's going for it now, once again investing in the tunneling clause. But it might be a little too late. The concern is that Creature is really laying on the pressure thick, and one of the scariest things for this is that he just has so many force fields. Penguin didn't burn a lot in that previous engagement. It was like 5, I think. There's so many more available.
Something like that, yeah.
Spine cars coming down out of just desperation, I'd say. He needs them too.
Yeah, but with this, I would say that Creature is more than made up for that Nexus snipe. I mean, he's basically telling Penguin you're going to be on 2 base no matter what. And Penguin is at least being smart about it. He's not... I mean, if you make 15 more drones right now, it's going to be heavily oversaturated, and you may not have that army to defend. If he does, in fact, choose to push, but it's about Protoss is that in these situations, you don't really have to push. Of course, the clock that we know is going to be on the tunneling clause. He doesn't know that, but to him right now, it's like, I'll just stay here, force field off the army, and then scare him to never get an economy.
It really might not be that big of a deal, though. Can 24 roaches beat us, even if they tunneling claw underneath? I mean, it's...
All the zealots would chop him up.
Exactly. They're not going to be popping up on the sentries for free. Creature's got an army, plus he can recall. I mean,
yeah.
There's a lot of ways for Creature. This is not nearly as dedicated as it is for Penguin. And Creature's not exactly rushing for a 3rd, but I would love if he decides, you know what? I'm just going to swap to another base. I'm going to head that way.
So that timer could have been tunneling claws, but it could also be mutas. I mean, he did finish that Spire.
Yeah,
even 5, 6 mutas would make something happen back at home.
Not only that, I would love to see the Lings just run by, but he's going to go for the shark attack. Here comes the burrow.
I don't think it's enough roaches. I don't know. I don't shoot you. You know what?
He takes out the sentries immediately.
That was pretty quick.
Look at he split the focus fire too. This wasn't just like an aim on a Penguin. He sniped those sentries.
He's saying I think there should have been an immediate recall.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my god!
Creature's going to continue to dedicate it. His Zealots are now locked
Oh
out by
my
his own force
god.
field. He can't get back there to defend his sentries. The Stalkers get
Shark
surrounded.
attack! Here comes the recall now, but that was so much of that army.
You know, I really wish there was like, oh my goodness. For Creature, that's just painful. That's the absolute regret moment where you're like, why did I not do this sooner? I mean, the losses for that, again, it's not that you lost a couple of stocks, you lost sentries, such an integral part of the army. You might argue, okay, well, if they got tunneling claws, they're not that big of a deal. But Guardian Shields, hallucinations go a long way, too. There's so many ways you could have used those. We do see him go for that Dark Shrine again, though.
Yeah, actually, I could have sworn I saw Nexus on the production tab at one point, but I guess he canceled it. He thought he was going to all-in.
Like a sentry, you must have been hallucinating.
I guess I was. Of course, the third that is usually taken by Protoss is covered by a Ling that is burrowed. The other one now is too.
You know what you saw? It was probably queued up, and then like because he didn't have vision of the Ling, the probe was still heading there.
I guess so. I could have sworn it was on the production tab though. I'm crazy. It's fine. Like 5 hours of sleep. You know, it's good.
Toronto food's getting to her, guys. She's had too many ice caps. That made her a little bit wiry.
Yeah, actually, I recently discovered that I do in fact like them.
They are delicious. I don't blame you. Tim Hortons, sponsor us, please.
This is all ruse. We just need to be sponsored by Tim Hortons.
But the Frank Mike's got McDonald's, you know. Like I would dig Tim Hortons.
Yo, we could wear like Tim Horton pajamas.
I would. Yo, they were all embarrassed about that. I was like, man, if I've got free Tim Hortons. Anyways, the mutas are out in play, and unlike last game, Pengwin actually has his army behind them. If you guys remember, game number 1, it was a little bit desperate because, frankly, he lost everything and just built some mutas. This time around, he's got a decent roach count. The mutas, not exactly ruling the sky, but there's enough of them.
Oh, there certainly is enough. 12 mutas might not sound like a lot in ZvP.
Oh, and he's getting the pylons.
But it's enough to cancel pylons or kill them straight up, apparently. It's enough to make sure that they have to warp in seriously back at home. Not just 1 or 2 stalkers, but maybe like all of the round of stalkers. That takes a lot of pressure off from your front, and he still has a lot of roaches left over. I mean, he could seriously have the spoiled spine crawlers, give up the third again even. It's going to turn into a very weird game because no one's going to have thirds apparently. But if you can save your natural and do a lot of damage to the mutas, that would be worth it for Pengwin.
Well, Pengwin's third is questionably up. We'll see how long that lasts.
Right.
I do love that there's Immortals in this, but I would have really liked to see Creature. Like right now, the struggle is, of course, there's mutas, but these pylons aren't going down efficiently. A Warp Prism would be fantastic.
Okay. I don't know if Pengwin had a second of indecision right there, but he was banking a lot of larva, minerals, and gas. He decided to put it back all into roaches. He could have had maybe like 8 more mutas, something like that. I mean, it is a tough choice, basically. You know that they're on your front doorstep, and your choice is either to defend right now or to take as little damage as possible with counterattacking with the mutas, and both could have been fine, I guess. But now this is giving the opportunity for Creature to just basically scare Pengwin so much he can secure a third. He's trying, anyways. Yeah,
I mean, I think Creature realizes too, you're coming up on almost 20 minutes in the game. If you don't have a third at this point, Protoss can only play a few base for so long. And
I'm so concerned.
Well, I guess that's true too.
Pengwin's going to have a third.
This is the way this went for Pengwin, yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
God.
Actually, I would argue this is much worse for Pengwin being on 2 bases. Even though he's got a bigger army supply, he might not keep that through this fight.
Did he already send the drones? He did already send the drones. I think those were the third rallying, and it's officially a base trade again. This time, roaches are going to be able to help out. They have Burrow again. He has an Overseer. So he's getting the spine crawlers.
He sends the drones to the bottom left, but he doesn't have the money for a hatchery.
Oh, shoot.
Shoot, gosh,
oh
darn.
my god, 6 Dark Templar! He's like, I didn't make a single one last game. That was my mistake.
Yeah, and Pengwin, of course, 1 Overseer. All this gets done, you blink underneath it with those stalkers.
Oh, what did he cancel? He canceled a bunch of spine crawlers. He does have enough now for a hatchery. He's got to put it in the bottom left. He does.
And the base trade begins on the other side of the map. Pengwin is just
cancel
pushing
the spine crawlers.
doors.
Cancel them. Just get another hatchery. He does not. Oof.
I like that he's going for the main, though. There's Archons waiting for him, but the roaches don't give a good gosh darn.
Oh, they're going to get them. The mutas have to stay away from them as long as possible. There's a ton of roaches.
Oh, my God.
But Creature's actual army, this time he has +2. He still has 2 Immortals in there, a couple of sentries for Guardian Shields. He's targeting down that Dark Shrine, but the Dark Templars have already been made.
Where are they? No, they haven't. There's no Dark Templar.
Oh, did he must have canceled the pylon.
Oh, that was the Archons. He made him
he made it an Archon.
Now he's got no Dark Templars he can use.
Oh no! I don't know if that was well, that ended up not being a good idea, obviously. The Archons were left alone. But, if they could have met up with the army, that might have been the better idea.
Creature may have read this as Mutalist again, and that could have been a great answer to the Mutalist, but there were so many roaches. And without those Dark Templar to actually kill the roaches while there's no detection, I don't know if Creature can actually still win this game. Now, Creature did, of course, sneak out his own base in the top right, and both of them are Nexus for hatchery, sneaky basing it, and it is a full-on base trade once again.
Level's Overlord.
I know, the Overlord's...
Alright, so you're there.
Yo, can you at least drop creep, please? I mean, really.
There's no lair anymore.
Okay, so this is for Creature, something he's got to turtle up, and the problem is he doesn't have the money for pylons, so he can't just build enough and start building probes again. Whereas Penguin's got plenty of supply. Once that hatchery's up, he can mine, he can start getting the drones out.
Okay, then hopefully I can't detect that anymore. Very good then. Then, of course, that is the last observer floating around, and Pengwin does have an overseer, so he could snipe it.
I gotta give a shout out to chat. Of course, they remember the ace 1s and the ace 2s when we did. The base trade did go down. Thank you guys in chat.
Oh boy. A couple of sentries left over are going to be useful for hallucinating and Guardian Shield, potentially.
Story time, guys.
Really?
There was a match in the Easter Team Story Cup. Pengwin versus Night End. Night End, a player who at the time was still really good. He was still like top form. Like, this wasn't like the retired, moving to Legacy the Void, adept Night End we know now. And the thing is, Pengwin had this same situation where he had mutas, and he ended up making a ton of banelings, not roaches. And he base traded to that last. He just dived in for the Nexus. He dove through like so many Archons, so many Stalkers. He said, screw it, I'll go for the last base to win. That might end up being the situation here, because there's no way that Pengwin can fight that army head on. And Creature, I doubt, is going to leave that base. He's going to keep that as protected as possible.
This is Penguin's element, so I'm not surprised to see it again.
Yeah, this is like the comfort zone of someone like Penguin.
I feel like Penguin's like I have right where you want you.
I feel like this is the equivalent of like Dirty Mech for Zerg, where you're just like, all right, you always going to base trade me? Like, no skill, come on, man.
I mean, this is like, everyone, mutas are my favorite, first of all. Unit. Zerglings and mutas and anything what do you like? What do you like? You like,
not mutas.
No, but you like something else that's really gross. Oracles?
Mech in general.
Okay, well that's true. Anyways, oh, nice playing forward catches a muta. But I was gonna say that mutas, they almost always end in a base trade. Like these are like the most high action-packed PVZs we usually get, to be honest. Not gonna try to knock on Roach Hydra or whatever, but I mean, let's be honest. And it's very exciting. So I'm glad it's happening. But Protoss, back when it was the thing to do before Swarmos really figured out, oh, they hated it. They hated it. Even with the Phoenix getting that spell in Heart of the Swarm, they still thought this was a terrible style to play against. That burrow is still there, and it looks like Creature didn't bring his Observer with this army. It's back up. It's just lagging behind a little. I was going to say that's kind of questionable if he doesn't bring the Observer with the attacking army, although I guess he really needs 2 Observers.
The Mutalisks are kind of bleeding out, but this baits! The Roaches are going for the base!
Oh
my god, they're so fast, they're gonna get there! Creature has nothing else, this is his last bastion of
hope. This is...
Penguin's fighting! Don't fight, go for the Nexus! He's going for the Stalkers, you know what?
It's working!
If he picks up the Stalkers, he can still go
it's not working. It's not working anymore.
This is a mistake. If he had gone for the Nexus, he would have focused it down, no problem. He's gonna burrow and move. Is there an Observer?
Oh, where did that Observer go? Was it not hotkey with the army? Why
There's no Observer!
Oh, he sniped it!
He sniped it! He can just shark attack the Nexus, play whack-a-mole! Unburrow, shoot, burrow, unburrow, shoot, burrow!
Okay, well, Penguin's
This is like Hyun levels of like awesomeness. I saw Hyun do stuff like this too, so oh my god, Pengwin. Can you do it, man? Here's the real question.
I mean, there's nothing Creature can do.
The Creature's just trying to body block it. He wants the Roaches to mess up with the Unburrow, but the Unburrow shoot, burrow, whack a freaking mole. Good game, ladies and gentlemen. Pengwin will take this series 2-0 and advance on in the brackets. Oh my goodness, what did we just watch? I did not expect that at all.
That was an amazing first best of 3.
You know what?
Go thank those guys.
I'll take that though, because like the high level ZvP, that's the boring 7 gates that in 5 minutes. Like that was a great series. It was not the best series I've ever seen in my life, but that was the fun as hell series.
Oh my god.
So I don't know, actually, I gotta ask production, I guess. We're gonna try and do a winner's interview with Pengwin. Maybe James can ask him some questions like, buddy, what the hell was that?
Yes, actually, I think that's exactly what we're going to do.
Pengwin's gonna shake the hand of his opponent, of course. Good manners out of Pengwin. Good guy, Pengwin.
Yay! Laid for screen.
Alright,
that's amazing.
So I guess we just gotta get the cameraman over there. I'm not sure. The best thing about this is we just kind of, hey, production, guys, what's up?
The best thing about this is that we're base trade TV, and if we're like, oh, you guys are gonna be like, oh, them.
Alright, so 20 seconds they say. Oh, they're counting down.
9, 8.
28,
6.
Are we? This is like 99 bottles of beer on the wall. 99 bottles of beer. You take one down, pass it around.
He's clapping.
All right. So while the countdown goes down in our ear, and it's very hard to not listen to and talk at the same time, I hope the watches look better. I hope you guys can see them. They are freaking beautiful. Thank you again to the folks at Yord Wood Watches for them. But looks like we're in the single digits now.
Oh my god.
4, 3, 2. Jinx, production owes me a Coke.